call for our SightRight Global Q Sports Network. Today we extend a warm welcome to the James Bond of our network, and if you wish to understand what we mean, it's kind of there he is. My phone's black. That's better. All right, there he is. The ladies call him the James Bond of the SightRight Global Q Sports Network. But you can see he has a beard, so we can talk to him about that in a moment. But Stevie Burke is looking after our SightRight home fitness shape-up sessions, and it's great to have him on the call. It's great for him to be part of our team of experts and specialist coaches. So welcome, Stevie.
Thank you very much, Steve. It's a pleasure.
So we've had an interesting time, haven't we? And you've been doing an awful lot of work for our fitness shape-up program. So could you tell us about it?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it, to be honest. It's definitely kept me busy. Obviously in lockdown and stuff, but I enjoy planning it and putting it together. Drawing on experience from obviously Mark and Lee, who've worked with in the past, and what exercises they enjoy doing. I'm just trying to come up with a fun, manageable program, really, just to try and have a little bit of fun with training.
Yeah, I mean, you know that even when we look at when Mark won the World Championship, you know, losing weight and looking after yourself, sometimes being on the road as a Q Sports player, snooker player, is very difficult. Hard to control our food and everything. So you were a big help to Mark, weren't you?
He was a big help to himself first and foremost. Steve, he's the one that reached out. He said that he needed to do something about it. And I was blunt with him from the off. I said, well, I can help you as long as you do this, and this. And I actually sent him away for a couple of days and said, I want you to log down everything you're eating.
Yeah.
Because it was me getting to know Mark and what his lifestyle was like. There was no point in me saying, right, you do this and this is what's going to work.
Yeah.
I needed to find out what current state of play he was in.
Yeah.
So when he done his diet log and he sent it across to me, he won't mind me saying it was possibly the worst diet log I've ever had to try and reconstruct. But
what, the calorie count or just the content of the food?
Just both. I honestly thought, like, if I knew his sense of humour at the time, I'd have thought he's winding me up here. But he actually wasn't, and it was serious. So I then said to him, you need to call me ASAP.
Yeah.
So then he rang me about 3 or 4 days later. I mean, give him his due, he'd done everything what I asked him to do. He noted down every single little bit of food he was eating. And it was a good job he did, because if he didn't do that, I wouldn't have been able to give him an honest response to his actions, basically.
Yeah.
And from him doing that, then we could create a plan to get him on his way. And it took time, but fair play to him. He'd done absolutely everything what I advised him to do, and the results were just unbelievable. I think he ended up shedding like 3 stone or something like that, and he was feeling good. His diet was cleaner, and then, as we say, as soon as he linked up with you, then the rest is history.
It's a team, though, isn't it? Because all of that focus on delivering high performance, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. So that the team element there was huge, and you know as much as any other coach in the game, and certainly any of the professional snooker players, that to win the World Championship, it's 14 days, 17 days, and all the months leading up to it of an endurance test. So yeah,
it's the ultimate challenge of any player, to stand the test and go the full course of the long matches. But it's even the players who have got to go through the qualifiers, like even to get to the Crucible, you've got to have had a brilliant season, if not 2 seasons consistently.
Yeah.
And then the guys who go through the qualifiers have already played 3 or 4 qualifying games, first to 10s, and then they're expected to go to the Crucible and Sheffield and stuff. Yeah, straight away. It's massively taxing, not only physically demanding on the body, but mentally taxing as well.
Yeah.
So staying on top of your nutrition and your fitness and having that release where you can just go for a walk around the venue or go for a run when you're not playing games, do a little bit of a workout in your hotel room when you're not playing games. It just all adds to the occasion and the preparation going into games.
We'll come to that workout in a minute, but I think the testimony to how tough just coming through Q school is that the final day is called Judgment Day, and
Yeah.
the nervous energy that a lot of players suffer just going through that qualifying process, let alone what happens then at the Crucible, which is on a level 10 times above, I believe. Um, but it's tough, isn't it? And people don't see snooker as a physical game, but the mental toughness impacts on the physical. So if you're not physically fit, then you can be in trouble.
Oh well, yeah, 100%. And it comes down to so many factors. It comes down to sleep. It comes down to nervous energy. It comes down to hydration levels. It comes
Yeah,
down to the nutrition that you've had the day before. Um, but it coming through Q school and that final day on the judgment day is just phenomenal for anyone who prevails.
yeah.
And even those who come just short, who've got the bounce back ability to go again the following year, that shows huge mental toughness.
Yeah,
Um, and it's just it really opened my eyes how strong some of these players are, not only physically but mentally as well. And being able to hold it together has been very admirable. Watching them.
I always remember Ken Doherty saying to me, I think it was back in 2015, that one of the biggest issues of winning a world championship, or at least the time at the Crucible, is sleep deprivation. And but I don't know. I think Mark sleeps pretty well on a good kebab, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, a good kebab and a couple of bottles of bud, and he's out like a light. Yeah,
He's so laid back, isn't he? Nothing worries him. But look, you're an incredibly humble guy ever since I've met you. But you have a huge CV, and in that humbleness, I don't want to embarrass you, but would you mind telling people watching this, um, what Stevie Burke is all about?
I mean, in a nutshell, it's just trying to help others achieve the goals, basically. And if the experience that I've had and put myself through over the years can like inspire people to achieve their goals, or I can help them in any way, then
Yeah,
so be it. It's as simple as that. It's like I try and practice what I preach. I try and actually put myself through the workouts and the process, so I know it's manageable for other people who I'm trying to motivate to do it.
yeah,
Because if I can't do a task, how can I expect to motivate somebody to do a task? Because I don't know whether it's physically doable if
yeah.
I haven't been able to put it through, being able to put myself through it.
I like that.
Um,
Yeah, I understand that. But would you do me a favor? Because I'm going to tap into remove the humble bar for me. You've achieved some great things, haven't you? And I'd like our viewers to know this. So I'm going to start you off. I know that you're a black belt in two disciplines. Yeah.
yeah,
Which
correct. Yeah,
disciplines are those?
it's Shotokan karate,
Yeah.
and it's yeah, it was just the one, just Shotokan karate.
Okay. All right. And stuntman.
Yeah, yeah, been doing the training now for the past 5 years, 6 years. So I
Yeah.
started over in America. So I started doing bits over there with the martial arts background and stuff.
Yeah.
And then a couple of different bits around Europe and things like that. Um, but yeah, just enjoying it, just doing some crazy things. It's like it's not all nuts though. It's not all getting set on fire and jumping out of windows and moving cars and stuff.
Yeah.
It's it could just be as easy as just standing in for a footballer because they can't kick the ball that day or something, or you like
I
swinging a
like.
golf club because the golf player doesn't want to do the swing or he can't be bothered like getting
Yeah.
to the course somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's little things like that. So yeah, it's good. I've had some good fun with it though, especially in lockdown. Anyway, it's
I bet you have. Yeah, we've got a video to release of you, haven't we? But right, but also there's something that is for me when I first saw it, and to understand how an individual knows how to get into shape. Look, the natural bodybuilding. Talk to us about that. You've done some great stuff in that field.
the it's been a massive part of my life, especially leaving sixth form and going into college.
Yeah,
As a kid, I've always been physically active, whether it be football, martial arts, but bodybuilding was a discipline that I looked and thought, that looks unachievable.
yeah,
Getting into that frame of mind and pushing the body to them limits, because it's fine percentages, and that's what made me want to do it. I wanted to prove to myself, you know what? Well, I can go to the gym, but I can also have an end product as well. So natural bodybuilding was definitely the course I was going to set myself on, and I've made some unbelievable friends, seen some unbelievable places, and yeah, it's been nice. It's been
this is
good.
on the international stage, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Very fortunately, yeah. I started doing regional shows. So my first show was in the Dance House Theatre
yeah,
at the BNBF in Manchester. So that was just off Oxford Road, and that was my first taste of the stage. So that was good. I went into the show, give myself a couple of months, and I was in the juniors, in the junior category. And you never forget your first show. And so many friends and family came to the show, and it was brilliant. It was just I just knew that's what I wanted to do, and
yeah,
fortunately, I was lucky enough to win my first show, and I just caught the bug straight away. I just
yeah.
knew what it was like, and some might say you sort of you can taste success a little bit too early, but that was the driving force for me, because just standing there amongst friends now, that like so many friends I try and keep in touch with. Everyone
Yeah,
who I compete on stage with, I'm not competing against them, I'm competing with them
yeah.
in order to better myself. And there's been times where I've been on stage and I've been beat, and I was like, I didn't even deserve to be standing next to some of these lads, but I've made friends with them. I haven't been bitter. I've asked them how they got in such phenomenal shape. And I'm very proud to say that some of them are still my best friends in the sport today.
Isn't that awesome?
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it's. I remember one show, I won my first show, and then I was going into the overall British finals as a junior.
yeah.
And as you do, you think I won't change nothing. I'll do exactly the same as what I've done for the first show. I turned up on a British stage, on the British final stage from regional level, and the jump was just unbelievable. And I remember speaking to my mate Rob, and I went, mate, I don't know how you've got in that shape. Is it all right if we stay in touch? And I remember Rob introduced me to a guy called Daz. So Rob Waterhouse, Darren Loxton, they invited me down to Abingdon, which is down in Oxford, and I went down
Okay.
and I moved in with Rob for like a week, 2 weeks or something, and I trained at Darren's gym, and that was the start for me. That was just like, although I had my mentors up in Liverpool, training with the guys who, like, I had Alex and Colin in Liverpool, but Darren and Rob down there, they introduced me to the diet when I was 21, 22. They said, this is what you need to do. I needed to live with them to find out what they were doing, because they were the best at what they were doing.
That's
And
something that really, when I first got to meet you, really through Mark, that was the first thing that impressed me incredibly. How you could focus to train the body and mind to be ready for international bodybuilding competitions, and to be able to
yeah,
prepare yourself. And I think when we turn around and look at the nature of Q sports and snooker, to be able to prepare yourself physically and mentally is also incredibly important.
yeah.
I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Do you mind?
No, not at all. By the
Right.
way.
You've been an actor. Which shows have you been on?
Well, I've done tiny bits. I wouldn't say I was the greatest actor in the world. I think it just comes
But
off
you've
the
done
back
it.
of
Yeah,
yeah, I've tried, yeah. I've done a few things in like the Hollyoaks, Coronation Street, and
yeah.
basically I get typecast as a thug. To be honest with you, Steve, I'm not going to lie. It's a bank robber, it's a mugger, it's a kidnapper. If someone needs someone beaten up, then generally,
You're the
then
baddie.
yeah, I'm the baddie. Yeah, I'm never going to be a Philadelphia lawyer, Steve. I know that.
No, look,
Um,
we're behind you. The next James Bond, we're behind you. Okay.
I don't know whether James Bond's got a beard, Steve. Has
No,
he?
no, no. I think we may have to get rid of that. Okay, and
Yeah,
here's a question. Something which was it's a bit of a fun question. You
yeah,
understand what's going on in the Premier League at the minute, and we kind of can work out where you live. Do you
yeah.
think Norwich City could go? Do you think Norwich City should go down or stay up?
Do you know what? It's one of them. I don't know. I'm putting my neck on the line. I think because you support Norwich, Steve, I think Norwich should stay up. I think
Yeah,
Norwich should get in the Champions League.
and I think
That's what
Liverpool
I
should be
think.
given. I think Liverpool should be given the
Yeah,
title. So there we are.
yeah. Like I cannot wait till the day where I'm sat in hospitality at Carrow Road watching Liverpool and Norwich. Do you know what I
Cool.
mean? That's like one
Yeah.
of my ambitions. So
So if we stay up, if they abandon the season, award Liverpool the Premiership, keep us
yeah,
up, then you can come and watch Liverpool at Carrow Road next season. How about that?
100%, 100%. Yeah. I hope they've got loads of porridge oats and loads of protein shakes for me as well in the hospitality lounge.
Right. My second question. If there was one thing that you would say to any snooker player, let's talk about amateurs. If there was
Yeah.
one thing that they should really look after in playing the game physically, what would it be?
The mental well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, and mental well-being covers a wide range, but it's the hours that you're committing to practice. It's the hours that you're spending with friends and family. It's the hours that you're committing to physical exercise and downtime. It's
Hmm.
your rest and it's your nutrition. There's about 5 or 6 aspects that come into it.
Yeah.
But as a holistic approach, that's the one thing you've got to try and focus on. It's your motivation, because if you're not motivated to do one of them things, it's going to have an effect on the next thing. So just trying to do little things each day. It doesn't have to be massive achievements.
Yeah.
Just doing little things and taking little steps towards your goal each day. And then that's going to have a massive effect on your basically your overall game and your overall well-being, and just being able to stick at it as well. Don't get downhearted if things aren't happening straight away. So often it takes years and years and years, and then something just clicks,
Yeah.
and you think you've become an overnight success and everything's starting to click into place. But what you've got to remember is the times where you didn't feel like practicing, the
Hmm.
times when you didn't feel like getting out of a bed early in the morning to go and do
Yeah.
any exercise, the times when you thought you'd just skip a meal because it wouldn't count, the times when you didn't think, oh, do you know what, I'm not even going to go out the house today because what's the point, I'll do it tomorrow. You've got
Yeah.
to think back to them times and see how far you've come, even when you just managed to achieve them tiny little goals. So
Yeah.
yeah, just don't give up and just look after yourself.
So we've got the 16 sessions now that you've got in for us with the network, and we'll be extending on those when we come out of lockdown as well. But I'm really grateful for you being part of our team, and contributing to all of our players in our player members club to help them look after themselves. But I want to put one picture in front of you. All right.
I don't know whether I'll be able to see you.
Well, I think
You'll have to describe the picture.
no. Well, hopefully we can. If not, what I will do is I will explain it.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can see that it's an after party that we went to
Ah,
2018, and we weren't too
wow.
healthy on the food and the drink that night, were we? What was it? 5:30, 6 a.m.
Well,
we had
the
breakfast
whole
before we went to bed. Yeah.
oh, Steve, that night is honestly up there with one of the best nights of my life, because as unrealistic as everything seemed at the time, it's like I remember Mark saying to me, Willow, he turned around to me and he was like, "Am I ever going to get you to have a drink? Am I ever going to get you this, that, the other?" And that's all he wanted. That was his ambition. That was his life goal. He came
Yeah.
to Liverpool. We had nights out in Liverpool, and I was on the water and everything. I was just staying sober. And then that 2 weeks in 2018, every game he won, he was like, "If I win, you're going to have a drink with me." And I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, yeah, okay, fair enough." And that was like just one of them comments that it was like, "All right, if you win this, I'll open up my own brewery." Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. I go from teetotal to absolutely off the wagon. And I remember it just got closer and closer and closer. And then that night when we were sat in the after party and we were just sat there all around the table, the first thing Willow done is, before everything, someone just plonked a big crate of, I don't even, beers on the
It was
table.
beers, wasn't it? Yeah, he brought it to the table.
He'd literally got a bottle, he's opened it and went, "There you go, Stevie boy. A promise is a promise." And I was like, fair play. Do you know what I mean? And then he even said, "You're not going into work tomorrow." And I was like, oh man. So he was like, but a promise is a promise, and he done absolutely brilliant, and he deserved it, and we had a brilliant night. It was phenomenal.
I think
Yeah.
those memories are probably a good way to end this call now, and I really appreciate you spending the time with me this morning to go through this. But before you leave, I'd like to just sort of let people know that everything that Stevie has put into the SightRight Home Shape Up fitness program is designed to help our players and our player members club look after themselves, get fit, and enjoy Q Sports. And Stevie, I really, really appreciate what you're doing for us. Thank
No,
you.
Steve, I really appreciate what the opportunity you've given me, because who'd have thought, like 5 years ago when I first met you in the behind closed doors qualifiers in Preston, there was no one there, there was no cameras there was no crowd there, but we just got chatting about resistance bands, and
I know we did.
uh,
Yes.
and you were like, "Are these the ones that I have?" And I was like, "Yeah, do you know what? Like, they'll do the trick." And then I found out more about you, and I knew you were doing great things in the game, but I knew then you were serious about your training and stuff, and that's where the friendship came. And obviously, having someone who's put the faith and the confidence in me to deliver such a program and join such a unbelievable team, it just makes me want to go above and beyond for all the members in our unit, and also the players that we've already got as well. So hopefully, I've already started planning the next 2-3 stages after this one.
It's a huge future, isn't it? We've got so much to offer, and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really exciting as well. Really exciting. But just thank you to you, all the team, and everyone who showed the support to me over the past couple of years. Because it feels like now, um, it's the start. It's the start of something really, really, really exciting.
It's brilliant, and I really appreciate it, Stevie. Welcome to our team, and I hope everybody's enjoyed the call. Catch you
Thanks
soon.
very much, Steve.
Take care. Oh,
See you
we can
soon.
arm wrestle.
Oh,
I
go on,
won't.
yeah, beat
I
me.
won't. Hold on.
Go on,
Can we
beat
do
me,
this?
beat me. Oh my days! I can't believe I've just been beat live on air by
I don't know
Steve
what that
Feeney
looked
in an
like.
arm wrestle.
You take
Wow.
care, Stevie.
Oof. Tell you what, Steve. Take it easy on
All
me
the best.
next time, eh?
Yeah. Take care. See ya.